Instant noodles are a lifesaver when you're short on time and craving a tasty, comforting meal. But have you ever wondered how they're actually made? Welcome to Process Maker, and today we're taking you behind the scenes to reveal how these noodles transform from simple raw ingredients into the ready-to-eat packs we know and love. Get ready for a fascinating journey through the process that creates every bowl of instant noodles. The journey starts with the main ingredient, wheat flour. Factories require massive quantities of this flour daily, as it's the heart of the noodles. Large mixers combine the flour with just the right amount of water and a bit of salt. This precise combination creates a thick, stretchy dough that forms the basis of the noodles. The mixture may seem simple, but the flour quality, water temperature, and mixing time are all carefully controlled to ensure the perfect consistency. This step is crucial for giving the noodles their springy, chewy texture. Once mixed, the dough must rest for a while. Resting might seem like a minor detail, but it's a critical step. During this downtime, the gluten in the dough begins to relax, which makes the dough easier to roll out. Think of it like letting a rubber band loosen up before you stretch it out. The more relaxed the gluten, the smoother and more uniform the dough will be, ultimately leading to noodles with the right level of elasticity. When the dough has rested enough, it's time to flatten it out. This flattening process involves passing the dough through large rollers that stretch it into an incredibly thin sheet, often thinner than a piece of paper. These rollers operate at a high speed, and as the dough passes through them, it becomes thinner and thinner. This meticulous flattening step is essential because it affects the texture and mouthfeel of the noodles, giving them that satisfying bite we love. Now, we move to the cutting phase. Here, the thin sheets of dough enter specialized machines equipped with sharp blades that slice the dough into long, uniform strips. Depending on the type of noodle being produced, the blades can be adjusted for different widths. Thin noodles, like ramen, require a finer cut, while thicker noodles, such as udon, need a wider blade. This customization allows factories to create a variety of noodle shapes and sizes, catering to different flavors and styles that noodle lovers enjoy worldwide. After cutting, the noodles are laid out on trays, but they need a bit of help to prevent sticking. That's where a light dusting of starch comes in. The starch acts as a barrier, ensuring that each noodle remains separate from the others. Without this step, you'd end up with a tangled mess instead of beautifully individual noodles. Even at this stage, the noodles aren't quite ready to eat. They still need to be cooked slightly to enhance their flavor and improve their texture. This cooking step is called steaming, and it plays a crucial role in the noodles' final quality. The noodles are placed into a steaming chamber, where they're exposed to hot steam for a few minutes. This process partially cooks the noodles, bringing out the natural flavor of the wheat while preserving their firmness. Steaming also helps the noodles hold their shape better, ensuring they don't become mushy or fall apart when cooked later. Once steamed, the noodles head into the frying stage. This might sound a bit unusual, but frying is a key step in making instant noodles shelf-stable. By quickly frying the noodles in hot oil, factories remove most of the remaining moisture, transforming the noodles into crispy, dry blocks that can be stored for a long time without spoiling. This flash frying process also gives the noodles their characteristic crunch before they're rehydrated. After frying, the noodles are rinsed with cold water to stop the cooking process, ensuring they maintain a firm, non-soggy texture. After frying and cooling, the noodles are drained of any remaining water and then undergo a drying process. Drying is crucial for preserving the noodles and preparing them for packaging. Factories use one of two methods here: air drying, which uses natural airflow, or hot air drying, which uses controlled temperatures. Timing and temperature are both essential in this stage. If the noodles dry too quickly or at too high a temperature, they could burn or lose their flavor. Done correctly, drying creates a perfectly preserved block of noodles, ready to be packed. At this point, the noodles are shaped into the blocks or cakes we're familiar with. Shaping isn't just for appearance, it's also practical. The noodles are placed into molds, forming them into the iconic square or circular shapes. This shaping helps ensure the noodles cook evenly when you add hot water. Plus, it makes them stack neatly on store shelves and ensures easy packaging. Let's talk about the delicious broth that brings instant noodles to life. While the noodles remain consistent, the broth is where each brand's unique flavor profile shines. Factories create large batches of broth in enormous kettles that can hold thousands of liters. The broth is crafted from a blend of spices, herbs, and sometimes proteins like meat or vegetable extracts. Each ingredient is carefully selected and balanced to create a rich, flavorful soup base that complements the noodles. This broth is then dehydrated into a concentrated powder or paste, making it easy to package and store. Dehydration involves removing water while preserving all those concentrated flavors. This powdered or paste broth is incredibly powerful in flavor, meaning that even a small packet can deliver a burst of taste. When you pour boiling water over your noodles, this broth rehydrates, bringing the flavors to life in every spoonful. Once the noodles and broth packets are ready, they're combined for packaging. Automated machines portion out the broth powder or paste, along with any extra seasoning packets, and add them to the noodle blocks. The packaging process is designed to keep everything fresh and airtight until you're ready to prepare your meal. Speaking of packaging, it's not just there to look pretty on store shelves. Each package is designed for practicality, too. Many instant noodle packages come with an inner foil layer that protects the noodles from light and moisture, preserving their crispness. Some designs even let the packaging double as a bowl, so you can enjoy your noodles anywhere, whether it's at work, school, or even while camping. Finally, before the instant noodles hit store shelves, they go through rigorous quality control checks. Each batch is tested for appearance, texture, and taste. Specialized machines check for things like weight and noodle consistency, ensuring uniformity across every package. Additionally, a team of expert tasters samples each batch to guarantee flavor quality and consistency. Their job is to ensure that every bowl meets the company's standards, so you get a tasty and enjoyable product every time. The next time you open a package of instant noodles, take a moment to appreciate the complex process behind it.